Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm just gonna run through a few of my writing goals that I have and leave time at the end for you guys to create your own and then share those in the comments. So this is gonna be a quick video. I'm not gonna talk that long. Let's just get on into it. So my first writing goal I have is to finish my short stories. See, I started like maybe 2 or 3 short stories. I'm a little chaotic, I'm a little bit insane, but I would love to finish the short stories I'm working on. So the pendulum baby daddy story, I would love to finish that by this year. I would say within the first quarter. It shouldn't take that long because it is a novella. I would love to start and finish the other novella that's part of my series because that's going to be a quick, sweet story. It's just for one of the side characters who I think really deserves like a love story because he is a crucial character for my second book. I would like to, hopefully, I don't know if it'll be in the first quarter. I doubt it'll be in the first quarter, but I would say by the second quarter, I would love to finish Ghost of You, like completely, finitely, completely done, and hopefully get some beta readers by then to read that one. So that's really what I'm working with. I would also love to start by quarter 3, start doing fan fiction because I have some fan fiction ideas. See, as a writer, I love writing books, but I also have like fanfic ideas. Like one of my ideas is to actually take JT and Liberty's son from Degrassi. This is a Degrassi fanfic, and do it focused on their child because they did have a child. Liberty put the baby up for adoption. So I would love to like do a storyline where the child is trying to figure out who his parents are, and I would love for it to be during his senior year because technically when Liberty had the kid, she had her kid about season 3 or season 4 or something like that. And then so when she gives the baby up for adoption and then we fast forward to like the technical years of Degrassi, like the moving past like the seasons, the child should have been at the very like latest part of Degrassi next class, or at the very least part of like seasons 13, 14 roughly. And we never got like that as a focal point, and I would love to like dive into that and give that storyline. Because in my most humblest opinion, as amazing as Degrassi is, next class was very subpar. And I think that's because it was obviously very rushed. It's on Netflix. So, you know, things on Netflix don't really get that much stuff fleshed out, especially if it's not like one of its big money makers like Stranger Things. A lot of the characters just like disappear, the show ends, so you don't really get a lot of fleshed out characters. The fast-paced storyline too of it only being 8 episodes, it doesn't really give as much growth as Degrassi has done before, with having seasons being like 20 episodes long. So you see there's a stark difference with like character development. I feel like it's very rushed, and even then it's not as believable. So I feel like with writing a fan fiction, for me, I have the time to flesh out not only JT and Liberty's child, but also the world of Degrassi. So like certain characters that would be during around the time that this child would be in high school would be other characters that have been added to Degrassi. So giving them more time and more fleshed out, not focus stories because it's really just going to be in the child's POV, but having them have more attention to detail for those other characters too. But I would love to just have that focus on their child and really diving into like Degrassi memories type of thing, like as the child goes on to like find out people who have been connected to JT and Liberty, going backwards and bringing back characters who have had such a huge impact and those who have been mentioned throughout Degrassi. So then we can really see like, oh yeah, like just kind of nostalgia, but also at the same time really seeing how other characters have grown and changed and how they help this child out when it comes to figuring out who their biological parents are. Because it's going to be a journey. It's going to be sad and depressing because we all know that JT died and Liberty just went off to school. We don't know what career she ends up going into. At least I don't remember, like, specifically if she had anything in mind. But I would just love that kind of storyline for that child, for that character, and for Liberty to get that closure that she really didn't get. Because she didn't get that closure at all. Because JT died. She gave her baby up for adoption. She goes straight to college, and immediately when she is getting recruited for a sorority, when she mentions the story, they automatically pigeonhole her, stereotype her as like, oh my God, the baby daddy was in the gang. It's like, no. So being able to give Liberty that closure and that time to actually process JT's death, because we never really got to see her fully go through the stages of grief with losing him. And just really just navigate that with her as a character, with the child, and just everything. That's what I really want to do. So what else? I mean, I don't have like a whole lot of writing goals, but you can just hear that I do have like a few ideas, because I don't want to bombard myself by saying like I'm gonna write 3 books this year. It's like, no, let's calm it down, spend some time like learning the craft and spending more time cultivating these stories, these characters, really have like attention to detail, take time to edit, you know, print out the books. I do not have enough paper in my aunt's printer to print my books, but at least like the short stories. Oh, but I do want to apply for more contests and possibly maybe do like a fellowship or 2 if I get them, you know. I just really want to just like put myself out there when it comes to my writing and just say like F it and just really just try whatever I feel like doing, and just going along for the journey of what could possibly happen for my writing goals. Really, I'm gonna continue to post on my Substack. So if you're not familiar, I do post over on Substack. I have quite a few different things on there. I just write whatever is from the heart. I have a poem, I have a short story on there. I'm doing a lot more pieces, I would say geared towards TV shows, but also weighing in on like the psychological or sociological impacts of certain things when it comes to the show. So like I did All Her Fault, talking about how being an amazing mom is actually a curse, and the struggles of being a mother, being in motherhood, and all of the pressures from society, from self, from husbands, to really just do it all. And then I do have another piece called What Happened to Childhood, just looking at like more so some of the statistics of what happened with media for millennials, and how we start to see an increase in different apps and streaming platforms. And I would like to delve more into that topic, because it is so freaking insane how childhood in general just like got wiped away. I would love to like look more in depth into the psychological impacts. I did a little bit of social media in there too as well, but diving into more like social media, societal pressures too, in a different way than how I mentioned in there. There's like so many different components of how childhood just completely just like ceased to exist. Yeah, and I know there has to be like definitely some economic impact as well, maybe like financial crisis. I don't know. I took economics in high school, and I really enjoyed it, and I wanted to take AP macroeconomics, and I did, and it was not the same. I was just like, I'm sorry, this is not what I was expecting. But I would just love to like dive more into the concept of how childhood just completely disappeared, and really just use like my background in psychology and sociology to really dive into what has changed so much for us as society when it comes to like post-COVID, and even before COVID a little bit too, because like there were some like hints of what was coming about with the changes, and also probably sprinkle in a little bit of like spirituality in there too, because I am a spiritual girl. So tying into like the connection with numerology, but also just the spiritual aspects of life in general, how everything has been shifting, yeah, because it's wild over here, especially if you're a spiritual person, then you know that these streets are very different than what it used to be before. Like, not just the fact that people are becoming more spiritually open, but the fact that things are weirdly being like altered in a way where it's just like, I'm kind of confused. And it's like very like, it's very weird. It's very weird energy. It's a very weird vibe. And for those that believe in like the Fae, fairies, Bigfoot, the Appalachian Mountains, all of that, if you believe in anything like that, because that's me, then you know that something spiritually is not right. Like something, I don't know if we jump to a different timeline. I don't know if something has gotten disturbed or like the earth is wreaking havoc. I don't know, but I would love to like dive into that kind of stuff because it's so fascinating to me. I absolutely love it. And I'm just so curious to just like see what is out there, what's the research. I haven't like touched research articles since college, so I would love to like go back and read them and try to interpret them and just really get back into that mode of writing. So not necessarily like I would be doing like research specifically, but kind of like more academic slash my voice, like just interpretation of what I think is going on and how research has grown and developed and what people have found out type of thing. So really trying to like mesh everything together without being like super, you know, academically worded or whatever. It's gonna be like how I speak, but still I would love to dive into all of that. Those are all the goals that I have for the year, for my writing goals. Yeah, so in the comments below, tell me what your writing goals are. So until next time, stay magical. Bye.